Shalom, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahak Kodash. That's the ancient Paleo Hebrew, also known as the Lashawan Kodash, the holy tongue or holy language. For all praises to the Heavenly Father, which his true name is Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, which his true name is Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. In the name of the Holy Spirit, the Rahak Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well. Honors and salutations to you, fellow laborers. All you Akim that's doing the work of true sincerity, shalom to you, shalom to the Akwaf that believe as well. Before I play this clip, I want to say fair use, fair use. My videos are not monetized, only for teaching and edification purposes. And this is a video courtesy of Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Ritchie. This Edomite in the convenience store. He's talking shit about the so-called Mexicans. And when I seen it, I said, man, how quickly they forget that this land once belonged to them. Okay, and then also it brought me, a little bit of discuss what you so-called Mexicans that like to cling into these Edomites and befriend them, and you think that you have a better treatment than our brothers of the Southern Kingdom, in which you get treated the same way. And Esau is showing you that, but that's the spirit of the Lord, putting the spirit on Esau to show you that you're no different than our brothers of the Southern Kingdom. Okay, remember that our ancestors, our forefathers went down in slavery, all right, in oppression with our brothers. And it happened for a reason, because collectively the so-called Negroes or blacks, the so-called Latinos or Hispanics, the so-called Native Americans or indigenous to the Americas are the children of Israel, according to the Bible, which is contained within the prophecies of the Bible. Okay. And with that being said, let's play the clip so you hear what this Edomite says and how it's how he feels about you, so-called Mexicans. Okay. So let's click on it real quick. Fair use, fair use.
America in Mexico? I don't understand it. Well, I can understand it. It must not be America. It must be Mexico. Like, if you went to Mexico and you heard, like, English music, it's not being racist. It's what it is. Like, your parents came here from Mexico? Why? Better here. Well, you go listen to Mexican music. Your parents came here from Mexico? Now I go listen to No, my parents are 5 generations in America.
Yeah, 5 generations of rape, robbery, and murdering so-called Native Americans and Hispanics for this land. Okay, because you're here illegally. All right, you're still on stolen land, which you tend to forget. Now this is from Google. I typed in Mexican land before the war, which is I was referring to the invasion, but they didn't even want to bring it up until I typed in the war. But if you look at this map right here, okay, which let me see, can I get okay, it's a good one right here. National Geographic, okay. Now you look at this map, and this map don't even show you the whole wide scale of their land mass, but it says the red represents the Mexico boundary, which that's still goes a bit further north. All right, but you can see those western states, especially like Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, California, Wyoming, Idaho, some parts of Idaho, Oregon up there. A lot of them states over there out west that belong to the so-called Mexican. See? And this dude, he's probably out west, more than likely, at one of them convenience stores. He wondering why he's seeing so many Mexicans. He see that they playing so-called Mexican music, but he don't remember that his forefathers, okay, stole this land through rape, robbery, and murder from Native Americans, which the so-called Mexicans are Native American too. See, Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery. Right. America is a bloody city and it's full of lies. Talking about this is your land. It's not your fucking land. You are here illegally. You were not invited here. Your forefathers raped, robbed, and pillaged his land from the so-called Mexicans, the so-called Seminoles, so-called North American Indian, so on and so forth, Puerto Rican, whomever that North, Central, and South America, belonged to before the invasion, which we call the Latin tribes or native tribes, because that's what they call us. That's what Esau, the titles and names they put up on us. All right, but this is our land. We didn't give this land up by doing the business deal. Look at how America was established and how it was taken from the people that was already here. It was through murder and thievery. Okay, so America is a bloody city. It's full of the blood of the Israelites, the northern tribes. Okay, and there's a price to pay for that, man. There's a price to pay for that. That's why your attitude that you have towards us is fine, because those of us in our right mind, we feel the same way towards you. The feeling is mutual. See, and that's the enmity between us, which is okay. That's fine. The Lord did that. A lot of you so-called Latin brothers, man, you need to wake the fuck up, man, and realize that this man's your enemy. You be cool with marrying your daughters to him, invite them in your home and to your family, but then you look at our brothers of the Southern Kingdom and you don't want to marry that black guy. Fuck all that, man. We're brothers, man. We're brothers with the so-called Negroes and the so-called Haitians and the so-called West Indies. Let's continue on, right? For you Edomites out there, this is something that you need to know right here. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. Now, what's the iniquities of your forefathers, which is the sins? Rape, robbing, and murder, and pillaging this land from our ancestors. And this is why you're able to walk around with the fucking high and mighty mindset and talk your shit and say your racial shit, because the Lord haven't brought that judgment upon you yet. See, the Lord is preparing you for slaughter. And you think that you're going to actually get away with that? Hell no. The Lord's going to repay you. Okay? Everyone that put their hand on the children of Israel is going to pay. Okay? You're going to pay. So the Lord said, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. And they're going to pay for that. The great sins of your fathers is that they, not only did they pillage this land and murdered our people, they even stole our nationality, man, as a nation. I mean, it's so many sins for you Edomites to pay for it, man. It's not even funny, man. And the Lord is going to require all that. I'm going to read this right here in Ecclesiastes 3:15. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And the Heavenly Father requireth that which is past. So all the sins of the past, including the sins of your forefathers, you're going to pay for them. So keep that same attitude, man. Keep that same attitude, that same energy. So when the Lord repay you, do not Do not, all right, start crying and shit. You know, he started known for crying and shit. He was crying when when he realized our forefather Jacob got that blessing from Isaac. He was crying like a little bitch. And don't be crying, man, because you proudly talk shit about the things your forefathers done. So don't be complaining when you were in our kingdom, in shackles and yokes of iron, working in the hot ass sun, building up our kingdom. Okay. Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach 11:28, judge none blessed before his death, for a man should be known in his children. All right, and it's clearly that your forefathers, okay, share the same mindset you did. Share the same mindset you did, and this is the reason why you're able to talk your shit and walk around, because you know that if there was any so-called Mexicans in that store and they was to rise up against you, what you would do? You would call the police. And they would probably get murdered on the spot, probably shot down. But the Lord's going to change that. The Lord's going to change that, man. Because the Lord is going to repay you for what you've done, okay? Jeremiah 2:3, it says, Israel was holiness unto the Lord, and the first fruits of his increase. All that devour him shall offend. So your forefathers, okay, offended. And so did you, because through reincarnation, you are your forefathers. Exodus 20:5, we come back where? I'm sorry, we come back in the third or fourth generation of our lineage, okay? Third or fourth generation through our sons. Because the men, we carry the seed, okay? We carry the life within our, in our sac, our private parts down there, okay? And so, that's how you come back in your third or fourth generation. And so really you are your forefathers. So you are the ones that offended by putting your hands on the children of Israel. Okay? This is why the scriptures speak about, that you Edomites have greatly offended. Okay? It's that Ezekiel 25, you greatly offended by putting your hands on the tents of Judah and Israel. And the Lord says he's going to lay hands on you and show you his vengeance through his people, the Israelites, which that's us, man. And the whole world knows this. The whole world knows this. This is why, the saying laugh now, cry later, it applies, man. It applies, man. See, we're in captivity under your hands. But you're going to be in captivity on our hands. Okay? Our forefathers into captivity, and you're going to go into captivity as well, right along with your forefathers. And it begins with this generation that's going to be saved. They are part of the elect. Okay, which is, from the all the men of the Lord, all the great men that the Lord set up from Abba Bimba's on down. They are part of the elect. We're going to have you Edomites in slavery, man. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So, this guy right on the screen right here. Who led us into captivity? Did not his forefathers? 5 generations ago? What was going on 5 generations ago? All kind of heinous acts. Oh, matter of fact, 5 generations ago, you had y'all was forcing so-called Mexicans to go through the gasoline baths and shit like that. Oh yeah. See here, right here. Right here. The dark history of gasoline baths at the border. And this time about how you force the so-called Mexicans, all right, into gas houses and chambers and shit. Yeah, man, look at this. In 1917, American health officials in El Paso, Texas, launched a campaign to use toxic chemicals, including gasoline baths, and it says, I mean, you can't even justify this shit, man. To disinfect immigrants seeking to enter the United States through the U.S.-Mexico border. Only a few days after the alarming practice was launched at the border, one Mexican woman refused to go through it, sparking the protests of thousands of Mexicans at the El Paso border. Her name was Carmelita Torres. She was a 17-year-old maid from Juarez, who crossed the border daily for work. Yeah, you kick them off their land and then give them the shitty part of the land at that, and then they have to come over here to find resources in the treatment you gave them. I mean, the fucking nerve, you devils, man. So when you talk shit about them, know that they're going to have payback. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And your blessing is the sword. Because without that sword, you Edomites are nothing, man. You weak as shit. You the weakest nation on earth, man. Without that sword, you ain't nothing, man. I don't care, man. You see, how often do you see a big ass Edomite in the smallest Jake devour him, man? See, the Lord had to give you. The Lord gave you the blessing, through Isaac, right, of the sword, right, and that's the only way you were able to stay in power, because when you came over here, they the so-called Mexicans were slaughtering your ass. All the tribes were slaughtering you Edomites, man. Had it not been for the Lord taking our might from us, you wouldn't have been able to do what you did. Okay, that's why the Lord's preparing the sword for you Edomites, man. The Lord is preparing the sword for you Edomites, man. It says, here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So yeah. And this is the reason why you're scared, man. You call the camps Black Hebrew Israelites. That's stigma, all right? That bullshit. When you know damn well you see so-called blacks, you see so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans on the highways and hedges teaching, man. And you're afraid, man. You're fucking afraid, man. Because you know what's coming, man. You know what's coming, man. Ezekiel 37, which speaks about the Great Awakening, all right, that took place when the Lord started to wake up his people. Start with the tents of Judah, and then after the tents of Judah was being waken up, the Lord used the tents of Judah to wake up the northern tribes. See, and it speaks about it right here, which links with that Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Heavenly Father entered into them. See, which is this knowledge, this truth. And they stood upon their feet. And great fear fell upon them which saw them. So the 3.5 days, it speaks about during the time when you officially brought the southern kingdom over here, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right, so-called Negroes, Haitians, and West Indies, as you call them today, or what you label them, rather. 1619. And then what happened? 1969, which that's the 3.5 days, 350 years. All right, after that 350 years, the Lord began to wake up his people. That's when Ezekiel 37 chapter took place. And the Lord began to raise up the tents of Judah first. Okay. Let's go to that real quick. Oh, what the hell? I didn't realize it's like I was typing. Numbers popped up. Tents of Judah. Let's see. Zechariah 12:7. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. Yeah, because it was Judah, okay, that was set up to be the lead tribe of the nation of Israel. All right, whom the small has claimed to be, and they're not. So again, the Lord woke up his people, started with the tents of Judah, and then the Lord used the southern kingdom to wake up their brothers, which is us of the northern tribes. And that's what you see on the highways and hedges. And the fear that the people see from us teaching, all right, is because they know when we turn to serve our Lord, that will be the beginning of their end. Okay, I should say another way to phrase it is the sign of their end. Okay, and that's what's going on, man. Because the Lord remembered, his people. The Lord ain't gonna do away with us. Jeremiah 50:4. In those days, in that time, said the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, their power. Okay? It says Israel and Judah because we know that the nation split up after King Solomon died. And you had Jeroboam and Rehoboam. Okay? Rehoboam being, the head of, he's from Judah. King David's, King Solomon's son. All right, which reigned in Judah. He led. He was the head of the southern kingdom, which Judah is the head tribe overall. All right, of all the tribes, but the split came, and the Lord gave Rehoboam the southern kingdom, and He gave Jeroboam the northern tribes. Okay, and now that we've been woken up right here in Babylon the Great, we're going together and weeping. All right, seeking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua our power. Verse 5, they shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in the perpetual covenant that should not be forgotten. Okay? And this is why the nations are terrified. Okay? They are really fucking terrified. Oh man, you see the so-called Negroes, them blacks over there getting with the so-called Puerto Rican and Mexicans and them, and the Haitians joining with them, and the West Indies. Yeah, because we're Israelites, man. And the Lord is showing you nations that He's gonna set up the horn of His people right before your very eyes, and at the same time take down you nations, man, and put His chosen beloved people over you. This is what's coming, man. All right, Jeremiah 31 and verse 6. For there shall be a day that the watchmen upon the mount of Ephraim shall cry, arise ye, and let us go up to Zion unto the Lord our God. Right, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua our power. For thus said the Lord, sing with gladness for Jacob, and shout among the chief of the nations. And we do that. And all the nations see us on the unicorn, the internet. Publish ye, praise ye, and say, O Yahweh, save thy people, the remnant of Israel. Which goes into what? The elect. Okay? You got a 1/3 of us Israelites going to be saved. Now the 1/3 you have the election. All right, the 12,000 men of each of the 12 tribes, which collectively that's 144,000 men that are part of the elect body. Okay. Verse 8, behold, I will bring them from the north country, North America, and gather them from the coast of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child together. A great company shall return thither. They shall come with weeping, and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in the straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. And this truth is what's keeping us together. This knowledge is the Lord's word, man. This is what builds up our minds, our spirits. All right. And this is what increases our faith that the Lord gave us. All right, when we seek Him by learning the Lord's word. All right, get into the Lord's word. This is how we seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, Psalms 47. Lo, I come in the volume of the book is written of me. This is how we get to know our power. getting into this book you call the Bible, which is a book, all right, that our ancestors written down, all right, for our benefit, for our learning. Like it says in Romans 15:4. It says, for I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Okay? Let's jump down to verse 20. I'm gonna get ready to close. I don't want to hold you too long. Verse 20. Is Ephraim my dear son? Is he a pleasant child? For since I spake against him, I do earnestly remember him still. Yeah, we're the sheep that were not of the fold that was at Jerusalem when Yahweh Shai was in the scene. We were the sheep that was already over here on this part of the world, the so-called new world. Okay? We were already over here. This is already our land that was stolen from us through murder and pillaging, man. Okay? Constant wars. I was watching earlier today, a couple hours back, a few hours back, I was watching, Trail of Tears documentary, just watching some shit, it went down with my father's tribe, I was in heavy thought, about, what happened and, how the Lord is really having mercy upon us, and it starts with us knowing this knowledge. All right. It says, therefore my bowels are troubled for him. I will surely have mercy upon him, said the Lord. Yeah, the Lord's going to have mercy upon us, man. So call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahshua for that, man. For having mercy upon us. Remembering that, that covenant that he made with our forefathers, man. The promises, man. Zechariah 10:6, I'm going to close after this. And I will strengthen the house of Judah, the southern kingdom, right? And I will save the house of Joseph. Now, Joseph is interchangeable with Ephraim. Okay? Joseph, Yahweh, meaning he will add. Ephraim is Aparium, meaning I am fruitful, I am many. Right? Joseph died. Our uncle Joseph died in Egypt. And he had two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which later on became recognized as tribes. Okay? It says, and they shall be as though I had not cast them off. Because remember, going back to when the Lord cast us out of the land of Israel, who was cast out first? Us northern tribes. See, when the Lord had the Lord sent the Assyrians, up against us, and they besieged us, it took away us into their land, and then we went from their land, 724 BC, to over here, what is the North, Central, South America, this Western Hemisphere. So we've been over here for a long time, about 2,400 years almost, roughly, give or take, It says, and they shall be as though I had not cast them off, for I am Yahweh their power, and will hear them. See? And this is a great thing for us Israelites, that the Lord is going to have mercy upon us. But it starts with the elect, all right, those of us that truly believe, and the Lord is going to those of us that the Lord is going to grant salvation to. Lord willing, I'm one of those Israelites, okay? Because this is the ultimate mercy that we can have on this side, is to be granted salvation, Verse 7, and they of Ephraim shall be like a mighty man, and their heart shall rejoice as through wine. It says, yea, their children shall see it and be glad. Their heart shall rejoice in the Lord. See? I will hiss for them and gather them, for I have redeemed them, and they shall increase as they have increased. And I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries, and they shall live with their children and turn again. Okay? And what you think we're doing? We're in far countries away from the land of Israel. Okay? And who are we remembering? We were remembering Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Oh man. Verse 10. I will bring them again also out of the land of Egypt. We're in Egypt. The house of Egypt means the house of bondage, and gather them out of Assyria, and I will bring them into the land of Gilead and Lebanon, and place shall not be found for them. Well, that's it. I'm gonna end it right there, because the Lord is going to increase us, man. The Lord is going to increase us, all of us, man. I tell you that Judah is going to possess, the remnant of Edom, the land of Edom, all that. We're going to have so much land. We're going to have so many blessings in the kingdom of heaven, man, as Israelites, man. So really, man, we have the best of everything, man. It's coming to us. We're going to have slaves, all that. So all praises be unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Ba'asham Rakak Wadash. Lord, when you were edified. Until next video, I want to say Shalom and Kwame Ashala.